So this is the Eliza level, otherwise known as level 20 from the Venus CTF labs from HackMyVM.eu. This is a guided walkthrough. And the first thing we want to do for each one of these levels is to read the mission.txt file. So when we read the mission.txt file, this is level 20. And it says that the user Iris has left me her key. So this is talking about using SSH keys to log in as another user. So if we take a look inside this directory here, we see that there's a hidden file. It's called iris key. So this is a very common way of impersonating other users on a system in CTF challenges. Is you steal another user's SSH key and then you modify it and then you can log in as that user. So if we take a look at the .iris key, iris underscore key, have to spell everything correctly. Okay, so this is an example of an SSH key over here. So we've been using SSH to log in as different users on this CTF in this CTF lab environment, but the other way of logging in as a user in SSH, aside from using a password, is to use a key. So what you would do is you would have a key on your server and you would use the key to log in. So you need to have the key on the server that you're going to be logging in from. And since this is Iris's SSH key, we can actually copy the value of the key over here. And then we can go over to our Kali Linux terminal and we can create a key of our own. So let's use nano to create this file. We're just going to call it iris underscore key. And we're going to paste in the contents of the iris key that we copied from the server. So this is the contents of the key for the iris user. So there's this really long, I'm pretty sure this is base64 encoded information here. And after we create the file, we're going to save it. And then we have the SSH key for the iris user on the system. So the problem here is that we can't use this key unless we modify the file permissions on the file. So the file permissions here are pretty loose. Everybody can read it. People in the file owner and the group can write to it. And these permissions are too loose. And if we try to use this key to log in via SSH, it's not going to let us. So let me show you an example. So if we try to SSH using a key called iris key as the iris user to venus.hackmyvm.eu on port 5000. So it's going to say permissions for the iris key are too open. It is required that your private key files are not accessible by others. This private key will be ignored, and then we have to log in using the password. So to remedy this situation over here, we're just going to get out of here. What we're going to do is we're going to modify the permissions on the iris key with the chmod command. So if we do chmod 600, which means that global users and group users have no permissions, and then 6, which means that I think 6 means that we only have read permission for the file owner, and we run it on the iris underscore key. Then when we take a look at the permissions for the iris key now, we see that, okay, so we've got read and write permissions for the owner, and this is strict enough so that we can use it to log in via SSH. So let's try to log in as iris again using the SSH key. This is the command here. Okay, so it just logs us in. because there is no sometimes there's a passphrase associated with these SSH keys. In this case, there is not. So we're now logged in as Iris. If we ask who am I, it says we're Iris, and we're in the in Iris's home directory now. So in order to finish the level, we're just going to get the password for Iris. It's in this Iris pass file over here. So we're just going to read the file. This is the password for the Iris user. And for everybody keeping track at home, these are the credentials. Okay. All right. So before we finish, let's do a little after action report on how we finished this level over at GitHub. This is level 20. Okay. Here we go. So the target user in this level was the Iris user, and the method of solving this level was read the contents of another user's SSH key, and then use that key to log in as that user. Okay, the key command in this level was this SSH command right here. Okay. So this is the command we used to log in using Iris's key. All right, so everybody, that was a guided walkthrough for the Eliza level, otherwise known as level 20, from the Venus CTF labs on HackMyVM.eu. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on like and subscribe on the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out.
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button. And if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.